guys, welcome back. I want to get this playfield torn down today, so that I can start touching up the artwork. I'm going to wash it first with probably a little bit of window cleaner and magic eraser, rather than a bunch of water, so I don't like raise any of the grain in the wood. This one still has a mylar on one side. Somebody peeled it off the other side. But anyways, so we got to take everything off the playfield. And before we do that, I want to resolder the boards up here, and I'll show you why. Because what happens is the displays go out as soon as you touch them at all. If you have a little bit, they go out. And also, real quick, while this is loading up here for a second, on laser ball, I was talking to my buddy, and he said it's probably the PIA chip. So I'm going to get a couple chips from him, and I ordered some of those other chips so I can replace those as well. And while I was talking to him and he was saying it was probably that, somebody else sent me a message and said the exact same thing at the same time, which was pretty funny. So should have that fixed this week. Oh, and also the spoon part that broke. Hold on one second. I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put it. But there's a little, I call it like a spoon. It's a little plastic part that the pop bumper goes down and it hits, okay? It had a hole in it, so I think what happened was the shaft from the pop bumper had gotten stuck in there, and it locked that pop bumper on, and that's probably what burned out the chips. So that's my guess. I have to fix a connector on here as well. You see how long that took to come up? This connector right here needs to be fixed. Not a big deal. It's the 43 volt line, I believe it is. But here, watch this display, especially number one. See that? Right out. So I have cold solder joints on the plug end, I believe. And then this one display here, this top corner is messed up a little bit. So I'm going to take this display and put it in player 4, put the player 4 into player 3. So I'm going to resolder all these, do that first. And then after that, I want to get the playfield stripped down. Oh, and one of the flippers is broken, so I have a new set here. So this one right here is cracked. It's got a big crack in it. And I think this one's going to need rebuilt. It's got like some slop in it. This one feels good. This one's got a bunch of slop in it. So I got to see what's going on with that. I got a box sitting right here. I'm going to put all the playfield parts into that wooden box so that they're all in one section. So let me see what it takes here to get these out. Maybe. Screw them from the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do one at a time. I'll show you the first one. I need a Phillips screwdriver. I could probably just use my drill. Can't wait to get some of this stuff back together, clean up down here. We're going to LED the whole playfield. I thought I had non-ghosting LEDs, but I did get some. because apparently I didn't buy those ones, and I thought I did, because I got to replace some on the expressway, the EM. So now that I got that loose, I want to see here. Is the display itself also loose? These pins. Not too worried about getting a little dust on the playfield right now, because I gotta I wonder if these will slide out without having to unscrew the whole bracket. I think they will. See, this to me is flopping around really easily. I know I took the screws out, but see if it tightens up. Yeah, I think it's just the top part I'm feeling moving. All right, let's go put, oh yeah. Oh, if I definitely can see it. It's bad. So let's go get the solder gun turned on, I'll show you. I think my camera stopped. I don't even know if I saw that, if that even went on the camera or not. Let me just do it again. So I might be repeating myself, but look through the magnifying glass here and look at those pins. Look at those cold solder joints. That's exactly what people talk about when they say cold solder joints. This is a really, really good example of how bad they can be. This is probably one of the worst ones I've personally seen. So my camera stopped. I don't know at what point, but anyways, I'm going to reflow all of the 5 displays, and then I'm going to take display number 3 and put it in the number 4 slot. So I'll do this first one real quick on camera, and I'm just going to do the other ones off camera. You guys get the idea. We're basically just going to add more solder to it. Now, you could also take the solder out and put new solder in, but you don't have to. I've never really had a problem doing it this way. And I should have the laser ball parts in a few days. I did order 3 new leaf switches with that plastic little spoon thing on there. You know, in theory, you could probably fix those. I have like epoxy in the shop that would definitely fill that in, and it would work still. But I snapped the arm off. It was just that brittle. So I ordered 3 new ones. I'm only going to put 1 in because there's only 1 that's bad right now, and I'll save the other ones because there's no point in changing. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's my theory. See if this is warm yet. My awesome desoldering, or my awesome solder gun here with this awesome tip. Just hold your solder gun on the tip for a second or two, and then add some solder to it, and it'll flow all the way around as long as you're heating it up enough. You want to take that old solder and heat it up enough to where it melts so that the old and new combine together. First and last pins were the worst. I'm going to grab the second display just to see. The 3 pins in the middle are touching each other. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know if they're supposed to be because I wasn't really paying attention. I was talking. So let me go grab another one. I just don't want to go plugging it in if those are not supposed to be connected together. They slide right out without having to take the metal bracket out. I just wasn't sure. Yes, the 3 pins in the center are connected with solder. And those are the only three ones that are connected. This has cold solder joints on it too. This looks like a newer board, or a board from a different game, probably a display from a different game. I'm not switching these to LEDs or anything like that. I don't know if I'll keep this pinball for a long time or not. I mean, right now it's sticking around until Playboy's done for sure, because that's my wiring harness diagram and my template if anything I need to look up. But this doesn't take very long. I mean, you're looking at, I don't know, probably less than a minute. We'll just say a minute per display. So it's not a huge deal. You could pop them all out at the same time if you want. I'm not, because I want to make sure number 3 goes into 4. I don't want to have to plug and unplug it and move it again. So I'm going to go throw these 2 back in. And then I'm going to do the other 3 off camera, come back, and we'll see what it looks like. This is player 2, which it doesn't matter. These can be swapped. Okay, I'll slide this last one back in. Now, Greg, you don't have to worry anymore. I reflowed these. He kept giving me shit about not reflowing them because he was watching that one going in and out on me. So I finally did it. And that one pin on that one plug, I'll just do that off camera. That's not a big deal. Don't want to slide in all the way. Oh, connector's behind it. Duh. I could have taken them all out. You could totally tell on that display where it's messed up. These pins are really clean. I did end up hitting them with a little bit of sandpaper off camera, but they were pretty spotless when I did that. The game does play. There is a ball in here. I'll show you real quick before we tear it down. Obviously the flipper's broken, but let's see if it powers on or if I'm going to have to mess with that plug. See how that light's just sitting on right now, but watch this. That's all I have to do. So it has the pins just probably a little messed up on it. Okay, so we have display. And usually, like if you play it, the display will go out on you. Just want to play it real quick, show you guys it, and then we're going to tear it down. What'd I do? Oh, you know what? Needed is the ball in here? Yeah, it's in here. Why is it? Oh, it won't start. What'd I do? Maybe it's just that connector still. Let me turn it back off. Might just be that connector. Now it's working. There we go. Now we should be fine. One or two of the rollover switches are not working. Which they're just, they need adjustment or cleaned underneath, not a big deal. But everything is currently working, other than a few little things. See, number 5 isn't registering, which I already know what it is because I messed with it before. Kind of curious to see if 3 works. There's a piece of dirt up here. Yep, 3 works. 2 works. 4. Yep, just 5's not working right now. And you see how sluggish everything is right now and everything. Once we get this thing all cleaned up and waxed, it should be a little bit nicer. That rollover switch isn't working right here either. Oh, why didn't that one go down? I do have new of these drop targets. These 2 rollover switches need fixed. I do have all new drop targets. So we'll just go through it and clean the switches and we should be good. Adjust a few things. That's ball 3 already. So far that display is not freaking out at all. Obviously we got some playfield lights out and there's apparently more dirt up here. Yep. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to hurt the playfield for 1 or 2 plays. I'm only playing it once and I'm going to tear it apart. But yeah, this flipper, it's definitely messed up. I don't know if it's loose or if the shaft, maybe the shaft inside the plastic is now loose because it's cracked. Oh shit. Okay, displays look good. They're holding, not flickering, not doing anything crazy on them. So awesome. Let's turn it off and let's tear these parts down. I mean, we could technically leave it on, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go into high speed here and we're just going to literally just take everything I can off the playfield. And then we'll wash it. I've never done drop targets before, so that'll be interesting. I don't know if this is something easy or hard. I really don't know. Like I said, never done them. Okay, I stripped it all down. This one was giving me hell. The stud was bent a little bit and it was stuck in the wood, and I was trying to wiggle it and bend it a little bit. I got it, but it wasn't easy. I took these bolts off because I figure I can kind of bend these out of the way a little bit and clean underneath it. Same thing with this over here. I can kind of just scoot it over and clean it. There's rivets in there, so not really much I can do with that. I don't know, do those have nuts on the back side? I don't think so. No, they're riveted into the wood. So now we're pretty much ready to clean it. This playfield's pretty dirty. I'm gonna leave the light bulbs in it for now. Reason being is because there's a lot of dirt on the playfield, and I don't really want to push a bunch of dirt into the light sockets. Obviously we're missing a bulb there. And this flipper seemed fine below. I can't tell if the shaft is messed up in here or not. Doesn't feel like it is. Or you know what? It's pretty chewed up right here. I wonder if it just wasn't tight enough and it was causing it to flip around a little bit. But this has a pretty good crack in it, so the new ones will go on. I took the pop bumpers off because I wanted to clean really good around here, and I think I'm gonna spray paint them white again, just to get a little bit of yellowing going on them, and it'll make them look really nice again. I think I'm gonna grab my little vacuum. There is a ton of debris all over the playfield. I think I'm gonna vacuum it off with the brush attachment, and then at that point we can scrub this thing down and start to see about touching up some of this with the markers and see how it turns out. The playfield's not in horrible shape, really. All these feel good. They're moving. They're not stuck anywhere. Somebody spilled some sort of pop or something down the glass because all the plastics in the back were pretty bad. Which I'll clean all that up. We'll buff it out with a buffer. I wanted to take all this stuff off here too so I can clean it up. All these, I'm going to pull the rubber on them and I'm going to soak them in some simple green. I might clear coat these, because if I clear coat these things will look shiny and brand new. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. Just take a spray can and just clear coat them, and they'll look a million times nicer. But I'm going to soak them first because some of them have some residue left over from the rubber. The rubber is so old that it was stuck to a lot of the pieces. Yeah, this rubber has definitely seen better days. I'm surprised it's still rubbery, but all right, I'm gonna go grab my vacuum. We'll vacuum this off, and then I'm gonna go right into look at this, how bad that is. So I'm gonna vacuum it, and then I'm gonna go right into scrubbing it with a magic eraser. Okay, I scrubbed the playfield down as much as I could. I ended up getting the rest of the mylar or whatever they call it off of here and off of here. Somebody had it partially peeled, so I took the rest of it off. So I have my markers. I want to see if my markers will match, and we can start cleaning this thing up. I'm going to do a real good job especially down in this area, of making everything look good, because it's the most visible, it's the closest to you. That orange might be good actually, if it, no, it's too peach. The orange again. That's too pink. I have to go back to the shop. Don't know that I have an orange down here that'll work. I think I have a good yellow right here. These are those ones that are kind of like transparent, which I don't think is going to work because there's no orange on some of these letters right here. Maybe. A little dark. See what it, see, watch, if I go over here where it already is orange. Doesn't look too bad, really. Let me mess with the yellow first. Let's see here. Tell you what, if you have to paint yellow, these markers are the way to go, because the brush paint just does not cover good. And these are easier to get up to the edge. I'll let that, I'm going to do this whole side and then I'll show you what it looks like when it dries. It goes on a pale yellow, but it definitely dries a brighter yellow. Two coats of the marker, it'll probably look really, really good. And no brush strokes. This is the first coat. I think this red's not, I think this red dries funny. Let's see what happens. Try it right here. I know it's pink and then it dries redder. Let's see what that does. That orange dried pretty good. This one might be better. Oops, I almost touched the red. And don't forget, we're going to spray some spray can clear over it. Maybe I'll get a can of the good stuff, the automotive paint clear in a can. I'm just going to do it right here in the basement. Yeah, this first orange I put on is too dark. Yep, this one matches much better. A couple coats, I might be able to blend that in pretty darn good. Yellow's still drying. It's getting darker up here. Still real pale yellow down here. Red's still drying. But I think that might, I don't know if that's going to work, that red. I definitely enjoy touching up artwork. It's like a satisfying thing. If you watch Joe's Classic Arcade, you'll see a lot of times he calls it the smear technique. And I think that's kind of what the markers do. You know what I mean? We're not going for a show paint job here. One of my zeros is completely missing on the 10,000. Yeah, this red I think is going to be way better. Let's wipe off this other stuff. Doesn't even seem to be wanting to dry. Just hitting the areas that are missing red completely, and then I'll go back and probably hit the whole area. All right, I think I'm going to do a second coat on this yellow, and then I'll show you the difference between this side and this side, and then I'll keep going on the red and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in fast forward, and we're just going to kind of color for a little bit and see how it looks. All right, that's all I'm going to do for tonight. So this, with these type of markers, you can go over the red can go over the black, and you can't even tell. I had a pencil in the 2, the 0 that was missing on the 10,000, the 9, part of the 9, the 0 on the 5,000. But you can see how it's starting to come together. Is it perfect? No, but looks pretty darn good. Red's gonna need another coat. That first red I put on, this stuff was drying pink, so don't be afraid to just take a magic eraser and scrub it back off, because that was looking horrible. So we're not using that. Just keep going over it with these style. This is still drying, so I didn't put another coat on it, because if you don't let it dry all the way, it like drags the last coat off. And it's not yellow enough, it's too pale, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. This is definitely a brighter yellow. But I'm just going to keep going at it over the next couple nights. I probably won't video a ton of it, but I'll come back once I get tomorrow or next day when I get a little bit more done to it. But I got a good start on it. It's all torn down, it's cleaned, and it's starting to get touched up so that we can clear the spots and wax it and put it back together. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys later.